So I'm going to be trimming these green beans. So I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of like do this, and I'm going to the green beans, and I'm going to trim them, right? And then just kind of throw them back in the pot. So I'm going to trim them and cut them to like 2 inches, you know, like kind of trim the edge. The edge goes in the garbage or the compost, and then they're about that big, you know. These are going into jars, about 1 pint jars like this. So, you know, enough for 2 people. Or if you have a, you know, an event or something and you want to bring some 3 bean salad, you know, then so I'm grabbing like a bunch of these at a time. It's a little chilly here. I've got my beanie on. It's a little chilly today in Santa Rosa. So I'm just cutting these and going into about 2 inch pieces, and just throwing them back in my colander that's in the sink. And you just kind of line them up, you know, line them up. And then you just kind of trim the edges off, because they have weird little, green beans have these weird little stems. And then you just kind of like, I don't know, cut them. Yeah. And then that way you can see everything too, and like, ooh, that one looks gross, and you just pitch it. So, you know, you're going to run into stuff like this. Fresh green beans, like this weird little, you can't eat that. I mean, just trim that off. And then you just cut it again. So, I'm working my way through these organic green beans that I got. Fresh. They were in a bag. Got them actually at Walmart, the Walmart neighborhood store, which not bad. I mean, they have a lot of things sometimes that other stores don't have, so I always check in to see what they have, you know. In Santa Rosa, that one's in Rohnert Park, which is about 15 minutes from here, the next city over. Like, this one is really weird. I don't think I'd use it. Because when you're canning stuff, you've got to make sure everything is on the up and up and it's cleaned, because it's going into you're going to pressure can. I water can. I just do it in a canner. I don't pressure can. I'm too worried about things exploding on me. Oof, that'd be scary. So I water can, heat the water up, put the cans in, and when it's all ready to go, and it takes about 15-20 minutes, let's check on our black-eyed peas. They're right there, so they're just about done. I'm gonna turn the heat off, because they were just frozen. I gotta finish these green beans, and I have to blanch them now. So, just right. So I'm gonna cut these, and I'm gonna blanch them in the same water. Why not? Because why waste water? Take the beans out, and then I will turn the heat back on and blanch these green beans so they stay green. You know, adding lemon juice and all of this. I gotta cut this bell pepper too. I'm just looking for all of the long ones, and I'm gonna be left with short ones. So I'm trimming the ends. Sometimes the ends are like black, and you don't want anything like that when you're canning. You don't want to introduce anything that is gonna cause your jar of goodies to go back, because if you get like a little insect in there or a microorganism and you're not super clean and it gets in there, you will end up getting sick eating that, because it'll smell and it'll just be festering in there, and then everything inside the jar starts looking cloudy and weird, and you're like, oh. Some people will accidentally eat. They will open up their, in the old days, if they didn't can correctly, they would open that up and eat it and heat it up and eat whatever they made, whether it was, they used to can meat in the day. They would can meat, and they would can like everything, everything from your garden during the summer. They would pressure can or can in jars, and like my grandmother would put them in her basement underneath the house, and she kept a full pantry downstairs in the basement where it was nice and cold all the time. And she had everything down there, from tomatoes, green beans, pickles. She made pickles, jams, everything in her garden she pickled. She raised chickens. She never pickled eggs, which she kept her jars. I used mine within 2 years. She had jars down there from years. I don't know if I would have ever eaten it. That's too long. That's like too long. Like, oof. Scary. After a couple of years, you should be eating your canned food within 2 years. Okay? That's being safe. Like my jams that I make, and apple butters, and this 3-bean salad. Usually I give a lot of my stuff away, for gifts, or, to my kids, or my family, but we use it too, but a lot of times it's nice to get a gift that you made, hey, I made this, trying to finish off this, and then I'm going to blanch these in that same one. I'm going to fish those beans out of there, and then I'm going to put these in and just blanch them, because blanching these vegetables will keep these green beans green, and the lemon juice that I'm going to put in there, they will just stay nice and pretty. Anyway, so just about done. Oh gosh, cat came in. The cat came in. I don't own a cat, but there's a homeless cat that comes in my house, and he's been coming in. So we named him Boba Fett. Yep, that's him. So I'm almost done with these beans. So it started off as a colander full of beans, and now there's only really, when you trim them down, there's like maybe 2 cups. I'm still gonna finish just trimming the ends on some of these that are, kind of loose. They kind of work their way to the top, and then I don't want to miss them. And then you got to rinse. Got to make sure everything's clean. Just rinse with water, and you're going to boil these. So if there's anything weird on these green beans, it's going to be gone, or it's going to get killed in the hot water that you're going to boil them in. So if there's any lingering bug or microorganism that it just doesn't look right. And after you boil them, if something doesn't look right, take it out and throw it away, because you don't want it to ruin your whole operation. I'm spending a lot of time, and you're spending a lot of time when you're canning, and then you turn around and like 3 months down the road, everything looks kind of like, ugh. It's brown, it's weird, and you can't eat that. You'd have to throw it out in the garden. Just get rid of it. Because you don't want anyone to get sick. I think I just about got all these down. Just a couple left. And I'm going to rinse the peas, and I'm going to turn the... Alright. A camera person. I do not know. All right. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I'm just draining the black-eyed peas. Basically, I'm going to start with fresh water because this water was a little weird. It just had a lot of remnants from the black-eyed peas, and I'm going to just let the black-eyed peas sit in the sink in the colander, and just, I'm going to rinse them a little bit, and if there's any weirdness, plus a lot of skins and stuff come off of the black-eyed peas that you don't want. I mean, you don't want to eat a 3-bean salad with skin coming in there, and yuck. Like, I don't like bean skins. And after you cook some of this stuff, it works. It comes off. And then, you know, you've got these nice, pretty beans. So now I'm going to heat this up. Heating that up. I got to figure out how to... I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. Okay, so here's the beans. Here's the hot water. And then as soon as that's done, I'm going to drain these. I'm going to put them in and blanch them for about, I'm going to get it hot and then let it boil, and then I'm going to put them back in the sink. So I'm done. Oh, I need to cut my pepper. It says 1 medium red onion, thinly sliced, garlic cloves, minced, and 1 yellow pepper, chopped. And edamames too. So I'm going to do that. So I can do that one way with the green beans. We can get the edamames out, kill them. I've got these soybean packages. They come frozen. I put them in the refrigerator last night or the night before. Yeah, look at that. And you know, now I have to deshell them. So there's just a lot of little work. And I'll probably just put them in this colander here. You know, oh yeah, look at this sun. It's like weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the beans out, and then they're in the shell here, see? And then you just take the bean out. That's edamame. Okay, edamame is soybeans. Okay, like the farmers that grow soybeans in the Midwest, this is soybeans, edamames, and they're very good. So these have a lot of weird little pods. You have to take them out of the pods. So I just break one end open and squeeze them out. While the green beans are cooking. All right. And then, so I'm probably going to do a video me prepping, and then I'll show you a video of me canning, and that's about it. So once you have this, you'll have like this 3-bean salad. Like, you could have it during the summer or during the winter, or I'm making something and I go, oh, I have this 3-bean salad, and they're going to be in quart jars. So really, it's enough for like 2, 3 people, if you were going to the beach, you could just take that and put it in the cooler and then pop it open when you get to the beach. You could eat right out of the jar. And then you have 3-bean salad with your hot dog or your hamburger or whatever. Also, we travel a lot, so you could throw it in the cooler. It doesn't need to be cool in the cooler. And you could just pop it open and eat it, and you have like a salad while you're traveling. You don't even have to, I'll probably take it with me back east this summer and then give it away as a gift. And people like that. They like that you put so much effort in. I mean, look at all the work. I had to cook the beans. I'm deshelling edamames. I'm going to, I got to cut up the pepper. I have to make the brine, which is, apple cider vinegar and lemon juice and all this yummy stuff to flavor the 3-bean salad. And my guess is it'll be in the jar for a while before all of these veggies really take on the flavor of the vinegar and these are pinched. Gosh, these will take forever. And some of them aren't that great. Some of them are got weirdness to them. So all you want, no pods. You just want these little, you just push them out and then they pop out just like that. And then you got edamame. Here's my camera. I can't even tell my dang camera in. It's a nice day here. Luke is right here. Here's my white boxer. Are you going to say hi? He likes to sit here and watch me cook because he thinks he's going to get something. Like an edamame or something will drop and he will eat that, which he probably will. So let me check on my green beans. I say another 5 minutes and I'll turn those off. Some of these pods, you'll have edamames are just going to add a little bit of variety to your your bean salad. So your beans will be black-eyed peas, edamames, and green beans. And I'm flavoring with, I'm getting it some other color with this yellow bell pepper too, which will taste really good and chop it up really fine. So each jar will get, a lot of goodness. Man, these beans are taking forever. I'm almost done. I'm getting there. Some of them are, this one's brown. I wouldn't use it. Be picky because, if something looks weird, don't can it. Just throw it away or compost it, whatever you want to do with it. But don't can it because it could ruin your whole jar. It could ruin your whole batch because you're going to mix all of this together and then you're going to ladle the brine in. So we're going to pack the jars with all these mixed in together, and then we're going to pack we're going to put the brine over the top, and then we're going to seal it, and then we're going to put it in the canning. I should turn that on. Let me turn that on. So I have a canning pot, those big pots. It has a silver tray on the bottom, like a rack. And I fill it half up with water. And I put it on the back stove and I just put it on low and get it going. That's what I'm going to put all the jars in. So it has to get super hot, rolling, boil. And then once all the jars are in, you set a timer and you let it boil, on the stove for 15-20 minutes, and that'll kill. It has to get up to a certain temperature. I don't know what that would be. I just kind of let it get super hot and boiling, and then the jars. Then you pull them out, And you let them rest for like a day on the counter. And then after that, you label them so you know what it is, and you put the date on, which is very, very important. Always put the date on your canning stuff. People want to know what it is. 3-bean salad, and then today's date, February, I don't even know what the day is, 17th. One of these edamames does not look good. So I'm almost done with these. These don't look good. Sometimes they just don't look good. Don't trust it. And then rinse these, rinse the edamame. And I'm gonna put the black-eyed peas in there. So I've mixed the black-eyed peas and the edamame. And now, when the green beans are done here, when they're done being blanched in the hot water, when it starts boiling, I will, so I'm going to cut this up. Okay, take the center out and all the seeds. Rinse it. Make sure there's nothing weird. No weird blemishes, and the top is weird, so I'm not going to use that. But then I'm going to cut these in really small, it says dice. So just what I'm going to do is just, there's a weird end, so you don't want that. Just make sure that your veggies and everything look right. I'm kind of lining them up, and then I'm just going to kind of like cut it like this, and then I'm going to also, I'll leave it on this. Actually, I think I'm going to put it with the beans that are in the sink here in this colander, and then I'm just starting to layer my veggies. These have to be cut really small because you want them to go a long way. You want them to mix in really nice, you know. Isn't it weird, like when you're doing stuff like, I haven't done a video in like years, and then I just did a weird little video this morning, and my daughter's like, oh, why don't you do a video? Let's start doing some videos. It might be fun. So, and show people how you can stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll do a little video and show people how I can and what I do. I have a bunch of different books, and I just look at my stuff all the time, and I go, oh, I have some jars, so I'm just going to can something today, and today was 3-bean salad. So I'm going to go get some garlic. I also need an onion. I have garlic here. Fresh garlic from Gilroy. Fresh garlic. I got it from Gilroy. I went through Gilroy. I think it was in January or December, or maybe, I can't remember. Went through there and grabbed, anytime I go through Gilroy, I grab some fresh garlic. They have it there. It's in a braid. It's usually about 12 bucks. You get about maybe 7 ears of fresh garlic. So what I do is I take it off, take the skin off, and I do all of them. Weird. You have to look at this too, make sure there's no weirdness. Just, you know, I want to smash it maybe a little bit. I'll smash it, and it gets there's a weird little coating that comes on. Oh, my green beans are talking to me. You have this coating on here. So I'm going to turn the green beans off, and I'm going to get all this weird little coating off of these. So I'm going to run this video, and when I'm done, I will have another video of me canning, because this one I'm almost done with. I'm going to go no more than like 30 minutes, because that's like, who wants to watch a video for more than 30? I don't want to watch a video for more than 30 minutes. That's like too long. So, sometimes you just have to get all of this skin off this garlic. I don't have the best fingernails. Remember, once again, be extremely careful what you put you got to make sure everything is nice and fresh and clean and nothing has any bad weird stuff, because you're canning. This is food. This is like food, okay? And you don't want to get anyone sick with like botulism or whatever, or salmonella. I mean, it doesn't take much to do something wrong. And then, like, see this garlic? It has weird stuff on it, so you just cut it off and make sure it's okay. It's not okay, so what I'm going to do is just go with what I have. There was a piece that was like... So now I'm going to... This garlic is supposed to be chopped up, so I'm dicing that up. And I'm throwing it in with all of these beans that I have in this colander. And this garlic will... Oh, there's a little bit left on there. Yeah. Sometimes you smash that garlic and then you can see the little skin that they have on there, you know? That one's bad. There's a skin that, you know, you miss because you can't see it. Because, you know, sometimes you just can't see the skin. It's like paper thin. You don't want that. All right, let me look at my recipe. So the green beans are done. All right, and then I'm just putting these. So you can see. But it's hard. So the green beans are going in, and they're done. All right. And I'm just gonna rinse them with cold water with the beans and the garlic and the bell pepper, and try and rinse some of this stuff off if I have room. So you have this colander just full of everything that you're going to can. You're going to put in these jars. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to move some of this stuff. Let me see if there's anything else I need to cut. Okay. Cider vinegar. Oh, I need to cut an onion. A red onion. So I have one left over from another recipe the other day. And I'm just going to take this onion. See, that's about a third of an onion. And I'm going to cut it down. You know, just take the skin off. It looks okay. There's nothing, no weird blemishes. It's a nice onion. So I'm just going to thinly slice this. It says thinly slice it. So sometimes, you know, thinly sliced, that's going to go really, sometimes I just like onions. So what I'm going to do is just cut that. I sliced it and then I'm going to break it up. Just breaking it up. Breaking it up. And that's all just going to mix in. So all of that is getting broken up. That looks great. All right, let me double check. Cloves, onion, bell pepper, edamames, green beans, black eyed peas. Okay, we have everything. So I'm going to end the video here, and then I'm going to pick it up. Canning. All right, later.